All right, my loves, we are back. Welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie Holbrook, and I am a professional astrologer and sales and business coach. You might not think that those things go together, but they fully do. And today is our third video in the Saturn Return series. Now, if you haven't checked out the other videos, make sure to go and listen to my entire Saturn Return story. I give you guys all of the details, and also check out my other video about 3 pieces of advice and wisdom that I give to you if you are in your Saturn return. But today, what I really want to talk about is how to succeed in your Saturn return. Because the thing is that Saturn actually wants you to succeed. Saturn really does want you to become the master. He is there to ask you to work hard so that on the other side, you can enjoy all of the benefits of that. So I feel like there were certain things during my Saturn return that I definitely did really right. There were definitely things that I did very wrong as well, which is for another video. But during these things of what I did right, I feel like they really set me up for success. And part of that success even led to me being here today. I am at Eterio Resorts, an Auberge Collection resort here in Riviera Maya. I am going on an incredible retreat. As you can see, I'm in this absolutely stunning, gorgeous hotel room. And if you play your cards right during your Saturn return, it will bring you out on the other side, which can really, result in achievement, in success, in marriage, in children, in career status, in all of these things that you want, abundance, travel, right? But you really do want to set yourself up in a way that is supportive for your future, also in a way that is supportive for your nervous system, because Saturn sometimes can make us work so hard and be so stressed out that at the end of the day, we're not taking care of ourselves anymore. So before we even dive in, I just want to say for everybody, if you are in your Saturn return or not, it is so important to take care of yourself and take care of your mental health, your nervous system, how you go about your day to day, because that is what is setting you up for success or failure in your life and for the years ahead. So let's get into it, guys. So the first thing that I want to talk about is commitment. So commitment for me personally was actually always a really hard thing. And if you have any Gemini energy, commitment might be really hard for you too. I personally am. I have a stellium in Gemini, I'm a Gemini moon, I have Chiron sandwiched in the middle, and then Venus is hanging out right there. So I have a lot of Gemini, and it's in the 11th house, which is the underlying Aquarius energy, which can also be very non-committal. So I really personally had to go through a period of understanding commitment. So when you can commit to something, to literally anything, this is going to support you through your journey of your Saturn return. So this could be commitment in a job. You could say, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to work here for 2 years. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be early. I'm going to be on time. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to give it my all. Maybe you are going to really commit in a relationship and see something through and do the healing work together. Maybe you are going to be committed to, your health. Maybe you are committed to, I'm going to work out, 5 days a week. I'm going to eat really healthy. I'm going to drink this amount of water. I'm going to sleep on time. I'm going to meditate. Maybe you are committed to therapy. Whatever it is that your soul is saying, I need to commit to this, do this, and Saturn will reward you, because Saturn loves when we commit. It loves when we are dedicated. It loves when it knows that we are in devotion to whatever it is that we're going after. So when you commit, Saturn will say yes, and Saturn will support you. It may be difficult. There can be challenges, but you will come out and prevail on the other side when you commit. The second thing is to listen to your intuition. This is a time that you are going to be tested. You are going to have upheavals. You are going to maybe lose yourself a little. You might be insecure. You might be really confused. For me, during my Saturn return, I was just very confused a lot of the time. I was really like, I'm doing this thing and then I'm doing this thing and that didn't work out and that didn't work out. So why don't I get this job or do this or whatever it was? I had a lot of re-navigations. I had a lot of redirections. So if you can really step in and turn up the volume on your intuition, Daddy Saturn is going to be very happy. Now, part of this is that you have to clear out all of the noise. So I recommend turning off all notifications on your phone, limit how many times you are checking social media every single day, check in on yourself and see what is it that you are giving your energy to. Because if you are looking outside of yourself and asking for all these answers, you're always, asking everyone's opinion, or you're getting readings. Like, oh my gosh, I used to call psychics all the time. I used to get so many readings. I would be in these really deep states of desperation. And when you can let go of that and you can just tap into, what does the voice inside of me say? Whether it's your heart or your gut. It's usually our heart or our gut, or if you are into human design, also, your spleen or your solar plexus. There's different chakras and different channels and different body parts that you are connected to that can be really supportive in this as well. So listening and tapping in to that piece of you that knows the answer. And a lot of times, all that you need to do is to just be quiet. You need to step away from your phone, step away from your work, step away from whatever it is that is calling you, that is in your mind, camping out, right? You really get to let go of that, come into a place of quietness. And if you believe in God, if you believe in your higher self, whoever it is, the divine mother who lives within you, tap into that energy and listen. And the answers will be there. Okay, so our third one is a little bit of a juxtaposition because there's really two sides here. Now, the first thing is that Saturn really wants you to plan and to create a structure for yourself. When you can have discipline, similar to committing, but when you can actually say, okay, every day I'm going to do this one thing, even if it is just one little thing every single day that's going to get me to my goals, and I'm going to plan, when am I going to do it? I'm going to give myself that masculine structure, right? That is when you will be able to actually succeed, because there's a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I think it's also a Taylor Swift lyric. It definitely is a Taylor Swift lyric. Swifties unite, okay? Swifties for astrology, or astrologers for Swifties, maybe it's called. So here's the thing, that you really want to have this masculine balance of what is it that you're doing every day? What are you giving your attention to? What is the structure of your life? Do you have a plan, right? Now, the other piece of this is that you also want to allow yourself to be okay with change, to be in the flow. Now, in the other video, I talked about how Saturn is exalted in Libra, and that is because it is all about balancing and marrying the energy of the masculine and the feminine together, of the male and the female, the masculine, feminine, whatever those energies, it doesn't have to be male, female, but balancing the structure, the box, essentially, so that then within that, we can flow. Because a lot of times, if you're just flowing, if you're like, I'm just gonna go where the wind takes me, I'm gonna go to Tulum, or I'm gonna go to wherever and backpack, but I have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't really know where my money's coming from, and I might sleep with this one guy or whatever. You can do that for a little, and it can be fun, but then what if you run out of money and you get an STD, and then all of a sudden you lose your phone, and you were way too much in the flow. Whereas when we pull in the masculine and the plan and the structure and the discipline of knowing your values, again, going back to knowing your worth. If you watch the other video, we talk all about your worth in that one. This is where Saturn is very happy, because it says, have a plan, have a goal, have a dedication to a goal in mind, and then allow yourself to free flow. Because we know Saturn is going to change things at times. And when you can say, everything changes, this too shall change, which is what one of my favorite yoga teachers says, this is really going to allow you to be flexible, but also still be in a sense of groundedness. There is no control, right? We can't control things. We always try to control things. And that's when Saturn comes in and is like, you cannot control. But if you can be grounded, if you can be stable, if you can be secure, then from there is where you will allow the flow and the evolution of being okay with transforming, of being okay with changing and being adaptable. And that is what Saturn wants. So this is really how you can succeed with Saturn, is put these tips to use. Let me know in the comments below if you are in your Saturn return, if you've had your Saturn return, how was it? How are you doing? Are any of these helpful for you? What stands out to you the most? And of course, if you want to get your birth chart, go over to my website, lovenatalieholbrook.com. We can also do a Saturn return specific reading. You can also send me a message on Instagram. I love meeting you guys. I love hearing from you at lovenatalieholbrook. And I'm wishing you the most, honestly, a magical Saturn return, because you are in a place of transformation. You are in a place of turning into the butterfly. So sending you guys so much love. Have an amazing day. Lay ciao.